Well, I can't tell you the excitement around the studio here today. As you heard in the announcement, we are saluting the new Muppet movie called The Muppets Take Manhattan. Isn't that? See that? It's amazing. Very seldom can you say stars' names like that and the whole audience cheers and smiles at the same time, and you haven't even seen them. You're going to get a chance to meet the cast. Some of the most gifted ones of the Muppets are here today. Now, as you heard, it's The Muppets Take Manhattan, so I thought it'd be fun to start off the show with a New York song that gets, everybody up and feeling good and thinking about New York. How many of you have been to New York? Ah, wonderful. 7 out of 600. Well, this is the definitive song about New York, and maybe if I start it, the cast will kind of fall in, and they'll go. Okay, I'll start it. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York.
Beautiful, Kermit.
I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep, to find that queen of the hill, top of the heap. Go for it, Merv!
My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. And we'll come back to talk to them right after this message. Miss Piggy.
Yes, dear.
Were you born to be a star?
You got it, kid.
You just knew it from the very beginning?
Yep. You see, pigs have a certain aura about them when they're born.
Pigs
Yes.
have an aura about
Pigs have
them?
an aura about them. It's called stardom. And I was no exception. I went to charm school.
Charm school?
Yes, I did. I graduated. And then I went to various beauty contests and I sold gloves, etc. Until finally, that's not funny. I was alone. I had to work. I sold gloves. And then I made a living. I made commercials and I finally met Kermie. And then Kermie put me on the show.
Then Kermie is responsible for your stardom.
He's responsible
He
for
has
my
made
stardom.
you a piglet. A starlet. A starlet. A starlet. A starlet.
What kind of commercials did you make, Piggy?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, well, we'd all be interested.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, what were they fashion stuff?
No, not quite.
What-
Deodorants?
Well, no, I just had to do some things I didn't want to do when I was alone.
Really?
What sort of commercials were they, though?
Well, that was just commercials, that's all. Just,
But you have to sell something when you do commercials. It's always a commercial for something.
Yes,
So
but I was
what-
alone and I needed work and I
yeah,
needed the money.
But what was it a commercial for?
I'd rather
though?
not talk about it.
Well, Kermit, what about you?
Well,
You
the
never
whole,
told...
the whole audience wants to know what
It was a
commercial.
bacon ad, all right?
A bacon ad?
How could you?
It was once, only once I
The
did that.
crispy kind?
Only once, I'm sorry, I won't talk about it.
Like me selling frog legs.
Well, can we talk about something else, please?
If you married,
Yes?
what would the children be like?
I'd hate to think.
They would be loved.
Loved.
They would be loved and adored.
Loved and adored.
Little green figs. One of the reasons we don't want to talk about this whole thing, you see.
Yeah.
Well, you just have to understand animal. I mean,
But how do you start understanding him? He doesn't say anything. Except,
there's a whole deeper side to him, you know.
deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Oh, Animal is he's a great he's a student of fine
Violence.
films. No, of movie making.
Of movie making?
Yeah, oh yeah, he
You're a
understands.
student of movie making. Cinema?
Cinema.
Yeah. I mean, he's very much into the Swedish directors, you know.
Oh, you know
Ah.
Ingmar Bergman? Ingmar Bergman.
Ingmar.
Yeah.
Ingmar. Oh, yeah.
Fanny and Alexander, Animal.
Fanny and Alexander?
Cinema.
Cinema. What is
still back
his
there.
pedigree, Kermit?
Well, it's hard to know exactly what animal is. No animal. No, animal. No. Don't eat
No,
the handkerchief.
that's my only
Don't
polka
eat the
dot-
handkerchief.
Animal.
Don't eat the handkerchief, animal.
Please, Animal, come on.
Animal.
Gee, do you take him to a lot of places?
Well, just nice movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bambi.
You like Bambi?
Bambi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I just want to try. I have these 3 jokes I want to try out. Okay.
Yeah. What do you
Okay.
want? You want response? To see if they get a response?
Laughter would be nice.
Laughter would be good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're ready.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. I just flew in from New York and boy, are my arms tired. Okay.
Well, maybe you might have
how
done it
much?
wrong. Maybe it needs some animation.
Okay.
I
Here we
just
go.
flew-
Ready? Okay. Hey, I just flew in from New York and boy, are my arms tired.
That's good. See, when you need a little,
Did you
Okay,
pay for
one
that,
more.
Fozzie?
Okay.
you need a little drum thing. But
Wait,
give
what
me
has
that
what
helps.
has 4 legs, a tail, and barks?
a dog.
You heard it.
That's it?
But that was so obvious.
Okay, this is my last one. This is it. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack liked that one.
Jack, like that one?
Well, he didn't have to work too hard on it. You know, what has 4
Okay, here
legs,
we
a
go.
tail, and barks.
What does a chicken eat for lunch?
Oh, I never heard that one.
Human McNuggets. That was it.
Whoa! Fozzie, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Joining me now are the 2 men responsible for this wild cast of characters called Muppets. And if you remember, they also brought us the imaginative fantasy film The Dark Crystal, which was a phenomenal success. Would you welcome, please, these brilliant co-creators and longtime associates, Jim Henson and Frank Oz. One can't help but think, let me ask Frank first here, Jim, that last name didn't have something to do with the famous wizard.
No, really, my real name is Oz Newit, since my legal name. I just use Oz, because when I came to New York first and I was doing the old Jimmy Dean show, Jimmy would introduce me, here's Frank Oz, blah, blah, blah. And so I just said, well,
So
let's
you-
just use Oz.
You could have been Frank Nowitz, but you chose the front part of it there.
Right.
You were first in the Muppet business, weren't
Actually,
you,
I
Jim?
started, it's 30 years ago this month, actually. I started in Washington, D.C., just as I was getting out of high school.
In a local show, or just...
Yeah, I started, actually, I started in puppetry because I wanted to work on television. And I heard about a local station that was looking for a puppeteer, so I made some puppets.
In the beginning of television, 30 years ago, there was a large preponderance of little puppets and...
Sure.
And remember...
Kukla, Fran and Ollie.
Kukla, Fran and
were
Ollie was the
on. Bill
big
Baird
show.
was doing stuff.
Yeah.
Who else was back there? Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody, sure.
And Beanie and Cecil.
Right. But then did Frank come to you and say, I want to join you after? Or
No,
were you
I-
doing
I-
voices all of your...
No, actually, Jim met me when I was 19, and he asked me to just come out to New York for about 6 months to try to perform with him, and I've been with him ever since. As a matter of fact, I do a lot of voices now, but for the first 4 years, I didn't do one voice. I was too scared.
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first utterance? And who was it?
No, I don't. I don't remember. I think it was a two-headed monster on the old Al Hurt show. I don't know I know one thing. I said to myself, if I can't be good, I'll be loud. So I was just loud. But from then on, I've been doing fine.
Right. Was Kermit then the first of the Muppets?
He's the oldest one we're still using, because Kermit's been around, about 29 years. And, fairly soon after I started, I made Kermit, and he was similar to what he is now.
Yeah.
Slightly different.
It's curious you picked a frog because in literature, it was always the Prince Charming was always the frog that,
Well, the first Kermit was actually, my first characters were all abstract. And I didn't want them to be literally any animals. And so Kermit was a lizard-like thing. And he became a frog. He sort of evolved into a frog after a while. We did a special called The Frog Prince. And at that point, we changed his shape a little bit.
Right.
And made him slightly more frog-like.
Is he your alter ego? Or is
I
that
don't know.
fair to ask,
Well,
Jim?
I've been doing him for so long. There's certainly a part of me that is him.
Yeah.
Probably not all of me.
And
that sort of thing.
possibly you can get away, he can get away with saying things you can't if you weren't hidden behind that table
Yeah.
there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I think he enjoys performing in a situation like this more than I do.
Right. And I love the relationship of... now, did you create Miss Piggy?
Yeah.
Which came first, the face or the voice?
There was a character, just a pig on the Muppet Show, one of several pigs, and it was characters, puppets, and it just evolved, that Miss Piggy evolved. It wasn't planned. It was just out of my sickness and my warped view of women, I suppose.